what was going on with this massive password leak? Why is it always a password leak?
What happened?
Remember a few years ago on this show, I was part of the Target leak from having what's the red card, the credit card for Target.
Yeah, the red card.
Those got leaked everywhere, and then they make it up and go, "Hey, it's unfortunate this happened, but in order to make it up to you, we're going to pay for a year of safeguard service or whatever it is to run credit checks and keep your information off the dark web." How come it keeps happening? Every company has this problem.
I remember PlayStation had a big one probably 10 years back, and they were like, "Well, we'll give you some video games to replace that, and some data, like you said, data monitoring for a year." I'm like, why would I trust you? But I'll take the free games. So this broke broke today, but this happened a couple days ago, and no one's talking about it. 16 billion passwords from Apple, Facebook, Google, and more have been leaked. 16 billion passwords have been leaked in what researchers are calling the largest data breach ever. The leak exposed 16 billion logon credentials and passwords, prompting both Google to tell billions of users to change their passwords and the FBI to warn Americans against opening suspicious links in SMS messages or texts. They've been investigating the leak and found 30 exposed data sets containing tens of millions to over 3.5 billion records each. All but one of these data sets have not been previously reported as being exposed, so the data impacted is all considered new. So it's not just a leak, it's a blueprint for mass exploitation, the researchers are saying. They aren't just old breaches being recycled. These are new, fresh data leaks, and they haven't been reported yet. And I just ran across this before, because this is something that we've been talking about a lot lately, especially when they are trying to ban TikTok and trying to say it's because China's looking in on us and leaking our data and getting our stuff. Every time they've tried to ban TikTok and they're using this excuse, something like this comes out, that an American company or something this has leaked our data. At what point do we stop caring that China now has TikTok and we want to watch stupid videos, because they're all going to be leaking our data anyway? Again, every time I see these big data breaches, it just reminds me of why they held congressional hearings to ban TikTok, because they were so scared of what the data was being done and used for in China. And then, all these companies like Apple and Google and all this stuff, these are all based out of like the US. They're just getting our data and doing this shit anyway.
Right.
So I'm really just kind of getting tired of it. Leak my data.
And they all have been, for years now, they've been constantly trying to hunt you down to get onto what's the Microsoft cloud service one. Whenever it does the updates, it's like I get alerts. You haven't fully set up your Windows yet. What isn't set up at this point? I've had it for years. Well, you didn't set up your OneDrive, I think it's called.
Yes.
It's a cloud-based thing. It's like, I don't want it. There's no decline feature. It's either continue or skip, save or remind me later or something like that. Skip for now. There's no actual, I don't want the things. Oh, well, we'll ask you again the next update. I don't want it. But you've got companies competing for the cloud service, because, the iPhone still tells me my iPhone setup isn't complete because I don't have Apple Pay set up. I don't have a cloud thing set up on there. They all want this. Businesses use it. I get it. What's the Google one? Google Drive. The other big one. And you're going to, if all the passwords got out, how many corporations and companies or even small businesses are using those cloud services to, share with other employees, crucial business stuff, spreadsheets, artwork, video clips, all that kind of stuff. It's like, we could start seeing dumb shit get leaked. Like, hey, we've got the new Revlon ad that's supposed to come out at the end of for the fall season. Here's what they're doing. Like, that kind of shit can fuck up business. Obviously, people's passwords, bank accounts, that kind of stuff. But you want to talk big business. Here's the new holiday reveals that are coming out right now. Like, all that kind of shit factors into this. Why aren't the companies mad at this? Not just the people, who have it for what, like Google Photos or Apple Cloud for their phone, for their photos, like their family photo stuff like that. Why aren't if the bigger companies started screaming at the government, you'd see this shit being cleaned up pretty fast. And they're not yelling about it. And I don't get it.
Well, and that's what threw me off about reading this. I mean, they usually report these kinds of things, but the fact that they found 16 billion records leaked and you had to dig to find this story is kind of ridiculous in the world we live in today.
Yeah.
So I found it interesting.
Chris Subdivision saying Microsoft begs you to have a cloud account. No one should have it. It blows. Trust me, don't do it. I haven't done that. Like, I mean, back in, for work and going back to like still when we were at SiriusXM and iHeart and all that stuff, Google Drive, because it's just easy to transfer video. Like, remember it used to be Dropbox. And Dropbox never updated its interface. It was still clunky. It was still terrible for organizing. And then Google Drive came around. It was like, oh, point, click, drag. You could relabel. You're viewing it as file. Like, it just made it so easy. So now it's just, I'm tired of having to update passwords all the fucking time. Because all of a sudden you get a notice from one of the streaming services that your password is out. It's similar to stuff that's been discovered on the dark web. It's like, well, you knew that, but you didn't know how to block it. Your way of saying, hey, it's like when the bank does this shit. When your bank or your credit card company do this and talk about a breach of something, we're showing you how good we are protecting your stuff. Like they say, we're going to give you a year of this security service to monitor your dark web activities and all this other shit. And it's showing you how good that we have it. And by the way, you need to pay, like the banks make you pay for that service. They don't give it to you unless they fuck up. Otherwise, you got to pay monthly for those credit filtering services and what have you. It's like, because we're so, we take pride in securing our customers and whatever, we're going to offer you this service. It's like, if you were this good at your job, you wouldn't be constantly sending me these notices all the time. Cleaning up, just because we're going to clean this up for free, does not mean that you're great at your job and what you do. 16 billion passwords from 3 of the biggest companies that the world uses. Like, what you fucked everybody. Like, how do you even repair that?
I don't know if you can. Like,
at what point do I have to stop changing my password to the point where some of them now don't even allow you? Because it used to be, what is it? Your password has to include an uppercase letter, lowercase letter, a number, some kind of symbol. It had to be longer than 8. Now you're writing one of those hecto whatever thing, the 24 character keys.
Hexakey.
There's one service I know I had to update the password from what I had to the new one had to be over 12 characters. I'm like trying to remember all of that shit. You got a spreadsheet. I got to write all this down. And you can't even have that on your Google Drive. You can't have a spreadsheet up there with your passwords. You got to have it in a fucking 3-ring binder, ancient technology in your desk drawer. In case it's like, I can't find the Disney Plus password and the kid wants to watch Bluey. I have to go back down and find that fucking spiral thing to find the password if it's not already saved in there, or if it had to be rebooted or whatever it was. It's not different than U.S. social companies. Hell, the government went after tech companies not too long ago.
Yeah.
That's right, Sleepy Hollow. Chris saying, we talked about that one. Preston in the chat saying, nagging us into compliance. It works every time as we move towards totalitarianism.
I don't like your language on Juneteenth.
I'm amazed he spelled totalitarianism.
I think he misspelled nagging.
Yeah, I don't know what to. You're constantly changing your passwords all the time. You're constantly getting alerts that this might have been leaked online. It's like it's like you need some of this stuff, but then you can't function without some of this stuff, and you can't get rid of it. So you're constantly stuck. Gittle's saying, what do you even do with all those passwords? 16 billion is a massive number. How do you go through it all? That's interesting too. I don't know, like maybe they look for certain things that tie to government, bank, companies, those are the things. They're not really looking at the people with their fucking iPhotos backing up, their contacts from their phone. It's just he constantly is taking selfies playing this date everything game. It makes no sense. All these screenshots. Yeah, I think that's what they're looking for a breach that big. And then probably ransom stuff. Like how many times do we hear about, power grids and companies being held for ransom because somebody got in and locked their system down and they had to pay like $100,000 to like $2 million to get shit released. Imagine doing that to a government branch. It's It's like, hey, we locked down the IRS. You can't do anything. You can't do taxes. You can't do any of this shit unless you pay us $11 billion, a number that doesn't even exist. And they're trying to raise funds to pay $11 billion and then finally realized, wait a minute, that's not an actual amount. And they said, we know you're never getting this back.
Yes, please don't make me have to file taxes.
Right. Chris is saying, passkeys are the way to go now. Replacing passwords. Never need to change it. It marries logins to a device. Can't be intercepted and hacker proof so far. Eventually, it will shit the bed.
Everything does eventually.
A couple of things I think are tied to passkeys. I'm trying to think what it was when I had to reset things tonight. I think YouTube is tied to a passkey.
-2.
I don't remember. I know there was at least 2 things. I remember YouTube being one of them. Maybe it was Google to get into the Gmails and stuff. I think that I needed to have a code sent to my phone. Oh no, I had to open up my YouTube thing. And I think that like a number showed up and the number had to match the other
I know
thing.
Some of them do a thing where it's like, if I were to say get on YouTube on a web browser, like if I was like on my work computer and I log into my account, it sends me an email saying, hey, are you here? Is this you doing this? And then like makes me put in, like you said, sometimes it's number authenticators and things like that. But
maybe I won't get so mad at Netflix now after watching 2 episodes back to back, pausing and saying, are you still here? I'm glad now that they're doing it. They're looking out for my well-being. Casey in the chat saying, don't forget your password has to be entirely different from the previous ones you used. I cannot keep that many letters and number combinations in my head. Yes. Thus that, printing out a spreadsheet and having to write it old school and keeping a binder in your desk. That's the only way you can do it. Sleepy Hollow saying, remember the Equifax hack almost a decade ago? That was probably the worst, a credit bureau. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was a big one.
But that's not government owned, right? That's
no,
is it even government regulated?
I don't think so.
Oh, Sleep Out. That's 2FA. Yeah, that's the thing I'm thinking of. Thank you.
2-factor authentication.
Chris saying most financial companies going passkey, PayPal, eBay, Amazon, etc. All right, that's good to know. Or the authenticator. The authenticator apps are a fucking pain in the ass too, because sometimes you go and it's like, oh, here's your.
We're gonna send you an email an hour later.
That's the other one. Twitch was the authenticator thing. There's 3 different Twitch things there, and it's giving me 3 different codes, and like this one doesn't work. It's this app authenticator. Like I have 3 of them installed on this app for whatever reason, and only one of them works, and I never remember. You can't relabel them. You can't do any of that stuff. You just have the Twitch icon and got to hope one of those codes is the one that will let you back into there. Tom from Alberta. A lot of people use the same passwords for several things. So even if hackers don't get a password for a vital account, they can extrapolate from others. Yeah, that so many people use the same password, and it all is very weak too. I get it, but when you try to get through the rest of this shit, it's like Casey said, there's only so many combinations in I barely remember phone numbers that I used to have growing up. And that was the time when you had to remember phone numbers.
It's like I had to have another kid just so I have another birthday I can use in some of my passwords.
I wouldn't remember half my family if it wasn't for Facebook letting me know.
Oh, I know.
Or now with my phone alerts me each day. It's like, hey, this is the day such and such died. I was like, oh, thanks, phone. I appreciate that. Dick. Why did I keep that in there? I don't know. 2FA, MFA use a token. Tokens can be intercepted. Passkeys use an algorithm that changes every time. It can't be intercepted like the other 2. Okay. Well,
I was going to say 2FA, MFA is going to be the weirdest show title we've ever used. It just won't make sense.
Internet celebrity Hellraiser is in here.
Hello,
sir. Thank you for stopping in. I'm now seeking a different insurance company for my car rentals insurance because my provider just experienced a data breach. Not to sound like a conspiracy nut, but no one is safe. No one is safe. You're constantly getting fucked. I'm constantly getting credit card stuff or bank stuff. And now this password shit of like, hey, I just think it's insulting when you don't know that it happened and you get the letter. They don't call you. They don't email you. They send you a letter in the mail letting you know that this breach happened maybe days, if not a week or so ago, and that they've taken the steps to secure you by offering you this. We're going to pay for a year of this service to monitor your things. Like they're the big heroes. And it's like, fuck you. I'm tired of getting this letter, Bank of America, from you like every few years because you can't get your shit together. Target, that kind of thing.
Didn't you have some problem with Macy's too?
Macy's was different. Somebody went online and changed all their information, kept to my Macy's credit card, and it was some address in Texas, and they were trying to buy a bunch of shit that got.
You have an issue with these kinds of things because not like 2 weeks ago, I'm
also in a populated area that people will do these scams. You live out in the middle of nowhere where nobody lives.
Damn rabbit took my identity. What was it? 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we were locked out of Facebook because the show account got hacked and
I still don't have access to it.
Right. And you've been dealing with that.
Because they needed me to submit a formal letter with letterhead and all this shit, explaining the scenario to Facebook. And I'm telling them, it's like somebody went in and deactivated the page and removed me from the page. Mm-hmm. The page is there. It's still floating on its own, and deleted like the last year and a half of worth of content that we had on there.
Yep.
But there's no admin on it. So when I was going through support with Facebook, they're like, well, there's no admin on here to approve you to come on. Yeah. That's what I'm telling you. It's my name. It's verified. It have my photo. There's no way you can't tell that it's me for that page. I need to get ownership back. I did everything they said, and they said, well, this wasn't enough proof. What else do I have?
Literally get on a video chat with me. You can see these pictures.
Yeah.
I'm the guy.
You had some, and they said, well, that sounds like a security, somebody on your, that got onto your page. And no, it's not.
No one does that.
Somebody removed me off the business page, and it's just floating there. They didn't hack it. They didn't do anything else to it. It's sitting there. I just need to be reconnected. It's a simple thing. And I still haven't rewritten the letter because now I'm wondering if I even need to bother with it. But, I got to redo the letter with all this other specification shit. I had to photocopy my How old am I? I had to scan my license.
He had to mimeograph his identity.
He had to provide all this shit here. And it still was like, well, it still wasn't sufficient enough information. It's like, fuck you, you dumb Pakistani or wherever you're from over there. Fix this thing. It was your problem. Whatever. I'm tired of this shit. I'm so tired of this shit.
Show me your boobs.
All right, hold on. Now I gotta do that.
Now you gotta do it.
It's like, I just want you. Can you please get me my page back? I just want my page back. Why is that so hard?
Send me. I want to see your boobs. I want to see.
I don't want to show you my boobs. Look, you have my license. You have my written letter here. It's obvious. My photo and my name, my clips of my show are on there. Play the clips. You can see that it's me. Why is this so hard for you to connect me back to my page?
I want to see your boobs. Send me.
This is very inappropriate. I'm escalating this call. I want to speak to your supervisor. Hello, is this the supervisor?
Boobs.
Oh, right. Fucking bye. And I hang up.
Thanks a lot, Sean from Meta.
My name is Jacob.
My name is Jacob. It's definitely not Sanjay. Stop stealing my identity. Your planes wouldn't be falling on.
Tom saying I just came up with simple code that site that I can apply for everything, so I don't need to write it. See, I don't even trust that.
Look here, beautiful mind. It doesn't have to be that bad. I have this complex scientific formula.
There's Sleepy Owl saying there's also a reason why they want you to use 13 characters or more so that it isn't easily brute forced. I mean, I get it, but it's not practical for everybody.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is why it's silly and bullshit that the government is trying to ban TikTok over your data. Your data has been out there from so many corporations. Yeah. And
what is China going to learn from me this time?
Remember during the election, everybody was getting flooded with fake political campaign donation requests. Like you were getting, we showed some of them on here. It was like Kamala Harris is yelling at me because they keep writing to me and I don't respond. Then you get stuff from the Trump campaign or whatever regional, like that kind of shit. Or you get the stuff where, hey, your Easy Pass bill is going due, or else they're going to be issuing you a summons.
I just got one the other day where it's like you have toll fines that you still haven't paid. I'm like, I don't live in a state with tolls.
I'm in the desert.
I haven't been to one in a while.
There's one main road that goes from California to New Mexico. Preston saying that don't forget the medical information. I had multiple ones. Its organization send me letters about how all my medical information is out there right now. Everything is getting leaked.
Mm-hmm.
And then what? Chris saying, yeah, a year of LiveLock. Thank you. I couldn't think of the name of the company. LiveLock. Always useful when you find out that you have a house you just bought in Botswana. Hellraiser saying my provider didn't even tell me there was a breach. The only reason I found out was because my monthly premiums weren't taken out of my bank account this month. I had to call them. I was pissed. So that you had to contact them because they weren't taking the money that you needed. Wow. It's like, I'm trying to pay you and there's a problem. Chris saying the worst part of having socials hacked now is no human to interact with. It's all AI and a crapshoot.
Yeah, it's really
You lose the social account page, you're basically fucked. Make a new one. I know.
It's Eric Nagel. Follow the show on all social medias at It's Eric Nagel for ways to watch or listen to the show, both live and on demand. Go to itsericnagel.com.